need someone to land the plane. We're flying over Hungary. You speak Hungarian, yes?
Yeah.
We need to persuade the Hungarians to let us land this plane.
That is Idris Elba in this summer's intense hit Apple TV Plus series Hijack, where his character Sam has to end the hijacking of an international flight. Elba's particular talent for playing that smooth, charming guy who also can throw a punch has led to calls for him to be the next James Bond ever since Daniel Craig decided to move on from that iconic role. But Elba says that's not happening, as he's plenty busy with popular characters like John Luther, a British crime-solving hero with a slightly harder edge than Bond's. The 50-year-old Elba worked as a young man at the same Ford manufacturing plant where his father worked, before moving to America to chase his acting dream. Idris and I got together in New York earlier this year for a Sunday Sitdown.
It's over now, all right?
He's just about to get started.
It is hard work being John Luther, the good cop with a dark side, played for more than a decade now by Idris Elba.
Because I'm ready.
It looks like a lot of fun as a viewer to play this character.
Nope.
No?
No.
Just brutal because you're getting beat up so much?
Getting up at 4 a.m. in the rain, cold. And, you know, I'm just like, can we do a Luther where he's in Hawaii?
I smell a sequel. Luther in Hawaii.
Jamaica. I mean, I say it isn't fun. I've played him for 10 years, and he's one of my, you know, sort of dearest characters, if you like.
Elba has played several. In this country, he is known best, perhaps, as drug dealer Stringer Bell from the iconic HBO drama The Wire.
No matter what we call heroin, it's going to get sold.
But in Elba's native UK, Luther looms large. The popular 5-season BBC series now spun into the new movie, Luther, the Fallen Son.
For me, playing a detective on the other side of the fence, you know, Stringer on as a drug dealer, and Detective Luther, for me, that was like, yeah, I get to reinvent something, and myself, actually.
Mr. DCI John Luther, well, I mean, it's not. I was a DCI in your department.
John Luther is an ordinary detective with sort of extraordinary circumstances, but very relatable. You know, we're not talking about end-of-the-world crime. We're talking about guys that have real bad sort of ethics, you know what I mean? And he can't stand that.
Don't think I didn't notice. There's a moment at a bar, you're sitting there.
I'd say a long day calls for a martini. Whiskey?
I remember seeing that in the script and was like, are we sure, bro? I mean, this is like, it's right on the nose.
Was that a nod to the outside calls for you to play James Bond?
Not purposely, but, you know, I think those who know.
Elba was born and raised in London's working-class Canning Town, the son of African immigrants. When was the seed to become an actor planted?
I knew that at the age of 16, that this was sort of my career path. It was right there when I sort of got introduced to method acting and Robert De Niro. I just became fixated. By the time I was 19, after 2 years college, I saved enough money and I was like, I'm going to New York.
So what were those early years in America like for a young, struggling actor?
I was broke and I was not booking jobs.
And so is it true that when the script for The Wire came your way, you were in the Astro van? Is there any truth to that?
Yeah. I was married at the time, and my wife and I were going through a very bad time. You know, she was pregnant. It was just a rough time. And I had this van. I lived in a van for a little bit. And quite frankly, it was the moment that my daughter was born, I literally got the phone call that, hey, you know, we want to offer you the role of Stringer Bell. Yeah, exactly the same day. Yeah, it was a really special time. Changed my life. I'm still dining off that life-changing moment.
We got the best goddamn product, so we gonna sell no matter where we are, right?
The Wire was the spark that finally lit the fuse on Elba's career.
Right. I mean, why work harder than you should?
No, whether you're talking about The Office or Mandela.
A just share in the whole of South Africa.
Luther, of course, and all these amazing series and going to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's got to be sort of a head trip to say I can sort of have my choice now of things that I want to do.
Someone asked me the other day, like, do you still audition? And I was like, no. Like, it was like an arrogant moment. I was just like, No, I don't audition. It's a very, very different scenario now.
Have you ever had a chance to tell De Niro how he inspired you?
You know what? No. He had an office down in Tribeca.
Yeah.
I literally fanboyed out one day and just went to his office. And I think I had read in the stage newspaper that he was holding auditions for a Bronx Tale. It was his film he was directing.
Yeah,
and I was like, I got to be in this. So I show up, and I said, I've got an audition at the front desk. And they're like, yeah, go up to the next floor. So now I know I'm blagging this, right? I'm like, wow, I'm going up to the next floor. This must be where Bob De Niro is. I get up, and this woman comes out. And she's like, hi, who are you? I said, my name's Idris. Here's my resume. She's like, how did you get in this building? I said, I'm auditioning for a Bronx Tale. She's like, honey, we already did the auditions. I'm just curious to know how you got in here. I was like, well, I just did some research and I hustled it. She was like, wow, you got some nuts on you, boy. I tell you, I have to. Okay, I'll take your resume, but we don't have any more auditions.
Wow.
See you later. True story.
Elba also is an accomplished DJ who has booked Coachella twice and one royal wedding. His other passion started as a side hustle, long before acting paid the bills.
You play a song and there's 5,000 people, hands in the air. That energy, you can't get that in films. You can get that maybe in theater, but it's not as reactive. And when it's working, it's incredible. Mind you, when it's not working, it's like,
do you even have nights like that? Even though they go, oh, Idris Elba's here, that's great.
I think I always have nights like that. My team would be like, you're too hard on yourself. I'm like, no, I just didn't hit it. I didn't hit it how I need to.
At moments like this, when you're out celebrating this big Netflix movie you had, you must have a moment of pause and go, man, I worked for this.
Yes, I do. There's no doubt about that. But, you know, I still feel like that guy that's sort of waking up in the van going, today's the day.
And next up, Luther goes to Hawaii. We can't wait to see it.
Hawaii, Jamaica.
Yeah, just
Colombia,
somewhere warm with palm
bro.
trees, right?
Yes, 100%.
And you can see Luther, the Fallen Son on Netflix, and Hijack is streaming now on Apple TV+. Our thanks again to the famous King Cole Bar inside the St. Regis Hotel in New York for hosting that conversation. Don't forget to subscribe to the Sunday Sitdown podcast to hear the full extended interview with Idris Elba. You can find that on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get yours.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't miss the Today Show every weekday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 Pacific on our streaming channel, Today All Day. To watch, head to today.com/allday or click the link right here.